This is the PS2 version released on PlayStation with some new features such as Rewind. It's basically the emulated version. However, it has a new trophy list, and of course, I'm a trophy hunter and I like to play a childhood classic game. I'm not going to go in depth of playing the game and all the steps. Most likely, if you're watching this, you've already played the game. So let's jump into the first episode. The first episode, Opera of Fear, is what I consider a tutorial episode. The whole mission is around Octavio, who's trying to get attention back on opera singing by singing Venice landmarks. While doing this mission, Sly and Bentley try to recruit Murray back into the game. In this episode, we are going to knock out 7 trophies, but one of them we have to come back and get later as we need all the disguises. I start the episode off strong and decide to help 3 guards cool off by dunking them into some water. After that, Sly and Bentley start a mission where they must deal with some double doors, sneak into Octavio's office, and hack a computer to discover Octavio's plans. I then pickpocket some guards because I need some coins to buy some upgrades, and I was a little confused as getting this because I thought you had to do it 5 times in a row. I guess it's just 5 times in general. We move on and Sly takes on some photos of Octavio polluting the waters with tar. I'm not really sure why the police couldn't have done this, as it's not that hard just to do this. I guess they're just stuck in their police box, just infinitely stuck in the loop of doing a PowerPoint. We then have to get some keys to open up a box. Oh, I guess Sly is just capable of destroying locks of his cane this whole time. Jump into a high-speed boat chase where we take out some gang members trying to eliminate Carmelita because Sly has a thing for her. For real though, what kind of gang are we messing with where they put guns on these boats? Like, what? And this is supposed to be a kid's game. We then get to play as Carmelita, who is extremely overpowered in the game. And we take out some gyro-controlled helicopter things. And also, I have to destroy 5 signs for a nice, easy trophy. I remember playing this mission as a kid and just mega jumping the whole time because she just destroys these heights. Sly then gets to dress up as a monster and tries to work on his Italian. Then Bentley does some good old-fashioned picture puzzle clue things. Now, I've done these puzzles so much to the point where I just know where the codes are. And also, fun fact, these pictures have multiple codes in it. After this, I went for a devious trophy where Bentley throws 5 bombs in guard pockets.
Pocket stuffer, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's do a tar ball.
After that, we get to play as Murray, and we become a meatball bouncing around destroying some pumps. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I do remember playing this as a kid and bouncing around all the maps and his aboriginal ball form and just seeing how high you can get him to bounce. After that, Bentley has a genius plan where he straps live fireworks to Sly's back and has him run around the city using them to destroy Octavio's propaganda. Octavio then snatches Bentley and we go for a little chase. This kind of gives me Neela vibes and Sly 2 a little bit. We then start the operation to get Murray back. We start off fighting and blowing up some pumps, then we go into some singing.
And now all of a sudden,
before the big drop, Carmelita shows up and ruins it, and then we start a high-speed chase. Murray then starts fighting Octavio. Again, it's not a hard fight, just a little bit annoying. And isn't it kind of weird that we're basically polluting the city by dumping tar? But hey, it doesn't matter, because guess what? We get Murray back and we got a trophy. On to the next episode. Murray feels bad for not officially being able to quit his training and wants to politely tell the guru he quits. And Bentley also wants to recruit this mystic outback who lives in the land and minds his own business to join the gang and help Sly get some loot. The gang arrives in the outback and finds out miners are taking over the land, so the gang decides to clear him off as that's the only way he will join the gang. We can get 5 trophies in this episode, so let's get to it. Sly goes looking for the guru and finds out he's being held hostage, and also Murray took a dump in the guru's hut. It's pretty obvious if you can just read the signs. I then quickly decide to play as Murray, pickpocket some loot, and knock out an easy trophy. Murray then goes cave diving, takes out some piston chumps, and takes out a giant kangaroo, then punches a door open to talk to the guru. We then start a mission where we get to drive a big truck and collect some scorpions by slamming our big truck into him while keeping our tires cool, or else our big truck falls apart. Again, this is Bentley's plan. by using poisonous scorpions to clear out a mine. Sly then goes into a cave to collect a walking staff and moonstone. It's a pretty easy mission, nothing too crazy. After that, I decided to use Murray's ball form thing to take out 5 guards. This actually was a little bit harder than I thought it was. At first, I tried jumping into them, but apparently you can just roll into them a couple times.
Ooh.
After all that's done, we move on to freeing the Guru, and after doing that, I take control of a guard and attack, well, 3 guards with him. Then the Guru uses his abilities to destroy some mining equipment by using the guard's own heads. Pretty cool. And also, this is the first time that you actually get to play as a different character in the Sly series, because either you're playing as Sly, Murray, Bentley, or Carmelita. The Cooper gang decides to go to a lemonade bar. Yeah, you're not fooling anyone, Sucker Punch. This is supposed to be a kid's game. This then turns into an all-out brawl because Bentley did in fact cheat. I mean, look at all the lemonade he's spilling. After this genius plan, Bentley decides to have Murray use some guards to feed a crocodile, so that way the crocodile can get a taste for human flesh. I mean, guard. And then, hopefully, it takes out the Mask of Dark Earth. Sly and Murray then jump into this claw-type mission where basically Murray's just using his muscles to pump out oil. Sly is protecting him. We throw guys at the electric fence. Then we ignite the oil. And then Murray jumps in and carefully extracts some uranium. Come on, you know how this mission goes. You just throw people at the fence. After all that, we start the final mission where the Guru has to use 3 guards to destroy the helicopter. Murray then thunderflops onto the mask, only for Carmelita to get possessed by it, and now we have Bentley trying to use his darts to put her to sleep. It obviously doesn't work and actually has a reverse effect, and now Carmelita is growing, and so this is probably where a lot of us, when we were kids, this scene right here probably awoke something in all of us. Sly climbs up to Carmelita to pry off the mask, and I decided to grab some tail. After defeating the mask, Carmelita shrinks down, and we finish the episode, and we get the Guru. Sweet.
The mist.
After the Outback, the gang heads to Holland to recruit Penelope as she is an RC specialist, and we can get 4 trophies in this episode. This is also a very fun level as this is the first time you get to fly and meet some old characters along the way. We start the episode trying to find the flight roster for who we're going to fight against, and Dimitri tells us, but he needs a favor later on. Dimitri lets Sly know it's in the Barents hangar, and before heading over there, I make a detour towards a radar dish. Right after, I see an opportunity to drop a plane on a bunny.
Let's go.
Sly sneaks up to the castle and then decides that Bentley get the roster because I guess looking for a code in the picture is so hard, only Bentley can do it. We then start the double cross series that Bentley has envisioned where Murray and Sly go into the sewers to steal some mines, steal a helmet, place it on a plane to trick an enemy. Before stealing a handkerchief and doing the Ipe sculpture mission, I decide to stop by the Sly hangar and protect it from Mugshot, who still holds a grudge after Mesa City. Also, this is a long mission. This is like a 3-part series mission of protecting this one single plane. How many guards are trying to take out this simple plane to the point where they send in tanks? And this was a kid's game when it got released. We then decided to get a handkerchief by making a dude laugh, having Bentley pickpocket in front of everyone in the room who obviously doesn't see it, having the Guru ram guards into the truck, Sly stealing the Ipe sculpture and placing in the handkerchief. What do we even do with the Ice sculpture, by the way? After all that, we decide to take to the skies and eliminate Team Iceland and Team Belgium. It's not that hard, but I remember having a blast playing this as a kid, shooting all the trees, the barn, and the windmills, making them all catch on fire. Brings back good old times. Bentley then decides to get Mugshot in jail by tricking him into fighting himself by insulting Mugshot's mother. Again, a kid's game is teaching you that a jack dude is about to beat up a guy in a wheelchair. There's a trophy for not taking any damage during this fight, and also, Carmelita's aim has gotten on point finally. It only took 2 games. After that, Bentley decides to drug a wolf so the Guru can persuade the wolf into eliminating some of the Baron's guards. Come on now, this game is how many years old? I'm sure we all know what's going to happen. We finally then start to play as Bentley and the hacking missions. The hacking missions in this game is not that bad. They're actually very quick and a little bit easier compared to the last couple games. And I remember when I was a kid. I actually thought this is how people hacked in real life.
What?
Finally, the last mission. First, Bentley has Sly place some homing beacons on blimps, which is harder than what I remember.
This one's totally gonna be mine.
Next, Murray rips down a windmill. And after that, we take on the Baron as Sly, and with some easy flying, we fight the Baron on his private jet. And man, Penelope is brutal. And after beating Penelope, the gang just says, LOL, all right, that's cool, you can join us. She literally committed crimes, lied to the gang, and most importantly, she was literally fighting Sly in the air to an almost basically death battle. And Sly just completely forgets it. This is a great episode where we recruit the Panda King for his elite demolition skills to help with the Cooper Vault job. We're going to try to snag 4 trophies, with one of them probably being the hardest trophy in the entire game. No, it actually is the hardest trophy in the game, but I have a secret strat to get it. Before you even start the episode, you have to first get the Panda King to talk to Sly. Unfortunately, he's in a super deep trance, so the guru uses his abilities to have Sly enter his mind, and Sly and the Panda King relive their fight to only be broken out of it with some serious life lesson talk. Like, this was a kid's game, and Sucker Punch is here giving life advice. Panda King then tells the Cooper gang that he lost his daughter and she's forced to marry General Shao Chicken. The very first mission I decide to start is getting the van back, and you get a trophy for having Murray take 0 damage during this, which I totally failed the first time because this is a hard level, so I had to redo it.
Yes, for a silver. They gave me a silver for that.
After that, Sly gets a job as a photographer, but he has to prove himself to General Sal by taking some happy photos. After that mission, Bentley and Sly pickpocket some keys. Bentley uses this new grapple cam thing, which is kind of cool, insulting guards. We then find out Chicken Shao stole Bentley's computer and the gang has to get it back. During this boss fight, there is a trophy where you can't get hit as all as Sly. The first part is pretty easy, just double jump around and hit him behind his back. The second part requires some elite level playing and strategy, is what I would say if it was truly hard. Just use the push attack and spam it. You'll get it. After that hard fight, I decide to play as Murray and use his meatball mode to reach a secret room. Murray goes to break open some locks. Guess Murray's been capable of doing it the whole time. However, he then gets gas, and the Baron, Penelope, has to use her RC car to stop the fuse. This level as a kid was extremely hard, and I remember it to this day. We then charge up the battery thanks to Carmelita's shock pistol in order to use the van later on the mission. We have him taking out these vampire cricket zombie things. What? Start the wedding sabotage mission by stealing General Sal's loot, and the game glitched on me where I have to destroy 30 of these, so I had to redo it again. Then Sly stops some vases from falling over. This mission was actually pretty hard as a kid, and still kind of is. Bentley lures Carmelita over, so that way she can disguise herself as the bride-to-be. And Murray destroys the entire place, so then we have to fight a giant flying fire-the-breathing dragon. With that, the mission is done, and we have the Panda King. The last episode to the Cooper Vault job, and this is a very, very unique mission. Dimitri calls Sly back on his favorite job to get some of that scuba gear. This is also where we can get a lot of trophies and 5 easy ones. One of which is a 2 to 3 hour grind. More on that later. Sly has to steal some pirate gear to make a disguise to find out where the loot is, and then we engage in some good old pirate rhyming.
Stupid.
The whole point of this game is not to repeat what has been said. Even as an adult, this is still a little bit hard as you have to remember a lot and it goes back and forth. You know, this is basically modern day shit talking. This is Sucker Punch. This was supposed to be a kid's game. Sly and Murray go out to the harbor and take out basically the entire harbor patrol with just a little boat. Bentley and Penelope start a very long mission to steal the map to Dimitri's scuba gear. Basically, Penelope sends a UFO disc type thing and to gather data, then it gets shot down. We then have to drive her RC car to get it. Bentley and Penelope go upstairs to steal the map, and Bentley goes back to the safe house to get her spanner set thing because it's booby trapped. She then gets blinded by the dust, which is weird because she's wearing glasses, and then Bentley makes bird noises to get her back to the safe house. Sly then steals a pirate boat and we sail the seas to Dimitri's gear. We land on the island and I'm sure we all know where the loot is and we've done the treasure hunting. But did you know you can do this?
Be the pirate passcode.
As I expected. Here you go.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Part, whole part. Sorry, shipmate.
What?
We find the treasure and we'll flee, whatever. He shows up, takes Penelope. Before continuing the story, I decided to head back to Venice and failed at the 3 disguise attempts. Before continuing on with the main mission, I go back again to complete all the Master Thief challenges from the previous episodes. I decide to do some deep sea diving with Dimitri so that way I can get the cannon upgrade so that way my pirating is a lot easier with these ship battles. There's also a trophy here for shooting 4 chests, which was actually pretty hard to find. Like, these chests are hidden.
Sweet. I open with joy. That was actually really hard. Like, trying to, because
with the cannon amplifiers, I decide to do some pirate battles, and then I head on over to fight Crusher. There's also a trophy for taking no damage. I increase my trophy level, and we take on the Red Sail Sea Dog clan for some old-fashioned pirating. Alright, before I start the last mission, I take on the 2-hour grind of being a Dread Pirate. This requires you having the rank as Dread Pirate. Now, Sly raises his reputation by capturing or sinking ships. You have to get a total score of 90 to get this rank, and sinking a ship gets you 1 point, but capturing a ship gets you 2 points. So my strat was to get into a fight of 2 or 3 ships, and I always capture the last ship. This is also an excellent way to make money in this game, and I got the trophy for collecting all power-ups. I wasn't recording during this. Also, another trophy I wasn't recording that I got by complete accident is defeating 5 guards with power-ups as Murray. We then start the mission to rescue Penelope. The gang double crosses him, tricks him. We play as Crusher for a bit, then Penelope jumps in and we do some good old-fashioned swaps, spuckling, and we defeat him, and Dimitri joins the gang. We start the last episode and we pick up right where we left off. Sly getting crushed to death by a monster, Carmelita comes by for the rescue, and we start a long but action-packed mission gauntlet, where you're thrown into mission after mission until you beat Dr. M. We then use some sharks to get Sly's cane back, then we play as Dimitri to get Sly's cane back. Penelope drives her RC car around, destroys some towers, so that way Sly can take to the air to, yep, you guessed it, get his cane back for the 3rd time. You know, all this could have been avoided if Sly didn't throw his cane. Like, all these missions were just because he threw his cane. And to be honest, it didn't really do anything anyway. Sly then goes into the vault and Bentley lets his intrusive thoughts win for a little bit. Now, there's 3 trophies to get here. 1 for destroying 30 cobwebs, another for reading a secret message, and beating the gauntlet without taking damage, which I had to redo. I'm not going to go into super depth of this entire level. Just know it's amazing, basically where Sly has to use all his abilities to surpass a platform and gauntlet that his ancestors built and only a Cooper can solve. Sly discovers a secret move that his dad invented. Before Sly fights Dr. M, Murray and Bentley have to fight Dr. M. Yeah, it's a little weird. Basically, Dr. M just keeps getting his ass kicked during the entire episode. Yeah, I never realized it, but Dr. M loses like 5 times. Are we sure he was the brains of the operation for his past gang? Because he hasn't won a single battle. Sly then beats Dr. M, takes a missile to the head, fakes amnesia to Carmelita. The gang goes about their own way, and that's the end. I then go back for cleanup and complete all the challenges in episode 6 and redo the Ancestor Gauntlet this time without taking damage. And completing this will get me the platinum.
This must be the inner
Devious
sanctum.
perfectionist, and that means
Here for this.
here it comes. The Cooper's Legacy, the Platinum Trophy. Unlock all trophies in Sly 3 Among the Thieves.